Hey guys, so I know we have a lot to catch up on. Um, we spent our day yesterday drilling holes in our walls so that we could get an Ethernet cable ran so that hopefully we can start doing live streaming. Um, and it took a little bit longer than we thought, so we are running behind here. So we're going to try and catch up as quickly as we can. Um, a day ago, Chantal was supposed to be going on a family road trip and, clickbaited all of us with "I'm leaving," and turned out she, you know, just just going vacationing after asking for piles of money to move. So we are going to check out her stream that she posted not long after she said she was leaving that says that she has a panic attack. And we're going to see what she has to say.
What?
It always amazes me that there's so many times that we have a hard time hearing her speak because of the fan, but we never seem to struggle hearing the packages or her eating. It's like she gets right up in there and just right in the mic to do all of those things, but can't talk clearly into it.
Hey, everybody. Oh my gosh. There's so many people to say hi to. So I'll just say hello. Hi, Fernanda. Everybody. Who did I miss? Liz, Great, Marina, Mr. Responsible, Candace, Kimby, Normal Set, Razor's Edge, Amira, Chocolate, Kendall, Lance, Maxine, Breeza. Really, Breeza? Hey, Wiley. Grimace, Monica, Tracy, D20, Dorian. I know. Lynx, Monica, Gia. Hey, Gia. Strawberries, Kitty Fuzz, Counterfeit, Labubu. Rapper Noises, Brookshire, Lorena, Anthony, Heather, Julia, Barb, Shannon. Did I hear Snacks? Australian, Busy Bee, Kitty. Hey, Tracy. Oh my goodness. Hello, everyone. Sandra, who else? Vanessa. Oh my gosh, I missed a lot of people. Octoberland. Well, I have a story for you. My camera's off because, well, you know why. Hey, no name, Normal Set. Not really. I'm doing a bit better now that I'm at home eating cheese, but
Cheese cures panic attacks, apparently. Or maybe it's just in general that she's better at because she's at home and eating. I guess keep purse cheese with you all the time to cure panic attacks.
thanks, Gia. Anonymous. So, I feel awful. Like, I want to cry. I feel. What are you doing, Julia? I feel
She sounded awfully chipper in the beginning of this for somebody who wants to cry.
super awful because we were supposed to go on a road trip with like 16 people, right? Like huge family members, like, right, Christy. And we were leaving. They were like at Fajr, like 3:30, okay, in the morning to get there to get to where we're going. We're going on a road trip that's like hours away. And what am I thinking? Like I am not in reality. Like I have so many emotions right now. I feel bad, but at the same time, I don't feel true. I feel like I'm not understood. Yeah, well, basically,
How do you expect them to understand you? You have refused to speak the language, even though you have lived there for 3 years, and most of them don't speak English because that's not a language commonly used in their country. Um, so I don't understand how you expect to be understood by them when you refuse to learn their language.
it would be kind of like there would only be like two vehicles, so a bunch of people would be piled into ours for hours and hours.
Oh, there were two vehicles. Oh my gosh, guys. Uh, so I thought that it was just one vehicle and that Salah was gonna make different trips to get people, like multiple trips. And so I was trying to figure out how to make a video of how they were traveling. And I was gonna get a big group of people together and have, half of the group get in one vehicle and have the vehicle drive us forward like 300 feet and everybody pile out while the vehicle turns around and goes and gets the second group and drives them forward 300 feet and they pile out and then we get back in and we go forward 300 feet. I was going to do that to show how they were doing this road trip and I would have looked like an idiot. It would have been hilarious for you guys, but definitely a major idiot on my part.
And doing things with huge amounts of people is normal here. Nobody understands panic attack. Like, so I feel bad because I didn't want to go at first. I said no, no.
How do you know that they don't understand a panic attack? I mean, they live in a country where they have been experiencing a war for a long time. Now, they may have a different name for it. They may not call it a panic attack. They may not call it anxiety. But I am fairly sure that people there fully understand it and grasp it. Um, they also, might deal with them in a different way. Um, they are not as soft as most Westerners are because of the lives that they have had to live and the things that they have experienced. And so they may not melt into a puddle immediately and throw a tantrum, but they're they're not emotionally stunted. Most people who have real emotions, if you explained a panic attack to them, they would get it and they would understand it. Um, so it's a little appalling to have her sit there and say that they wouldn't understand. It it's almost as if she thinks that they're like emotionally stunted or don't have as much emotional depth as she does, which is probably the opposite if you want to know the honest truth when it comes to Chantal.
No. Salah was like, I'm not leaving you at home alone. I feel too worried about you. I feel too bad. Yeah, Salah went. I'm like, yeah, he has to go. Like, there's plans in place. Like, people are relying on him to bring them. Like, and I'm fine with that. I don't want him not having fun. Julia's been playing with the same pebble on the ground for like friggin' 2 weeks. Okay. I know fruit yogurt, but yeah. I don't know. What if he doesn't come back? Well, don't make me more worried. I'm so worried because he's tired and he has to drive. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's why I'm live. Like,
Okay, but he's tired because you guys had plans. You drove to the first part of your plans, and then you made him drive you back so that he could drive immediately back and then drive them. Like, he's tired because of you.
baby, why are you hiding from a pebble? It doesn't even move. You're weird. You have a pea brain. I love you. Okay. Anyway, so we went to the family's house to sleep over, okay? And this is where like I was sleeping before I went to Qatar because while the house was, Anyway, and I said I don't want to go because you should know me by now, like but he wants to include me. He said, "Listen, you're not going to be in Syria like, much longer. You have to experience these things like, you know, and there's like different areas I have to experience of. So, hey Lorena. So, I'm not really looking. I'm trying to get the story out. So anyway, yeah, I said, why can't we just sleep at home? Because sometimes like they don't have the same type of power as we do. Like their power goes out, and I need my CPAP. So we got there around after like when I said we were leaving, we left. We got there, we had some dinner.
Okay, but she was just saying that she stayed there before and she survived. Like, obviously, she survived. She made it to Qatar and back. So, why is this suddenly an issue now?
Dinner. One of the ladies made rice and lentils and like fried onions. It was really good. And then we were discussing what we're gonna do, what time we're gonna leave, and to get there at a decent time, we would leave at 3:30 in the morning. So we were up kind of late, socializing, shisha, like drinks, whatever, not alcoholic drinks. So the power went out in the middle, like at like 1. I didn't sleep. We didn't get to lay down till like midnight. At like 1, the power goes out. There's no power, and like the night before we were talking about that, like what if because we were gonna stay in like chalets with like there would be like 2 families per chalet, like I don't know. It's not like how you think. It's not expensive at all. So, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like me staying with. To me, it could be 16. It's a million people to me. If it's more than just me and Salah, it's a million people. Hey, Hidden Sapphire. I'm just like, you know. Anyway, I could never. Hi, baby. You want me to play now that I'm home? And I didn't.
Okay, well, the going to bed late, that's on you. You're an adult and you could have gotten more sleep than you got. Um, And she's gone without her CPAP before. I'm not under sure what I'm not understanding what the issue is here. Sorry guys, my brain is not braining very well.
And I kind of like miss juice. Well, I did miss juice a lot. Camping with in-laws, I need alcohol. They're lovely people. The thing is just like I feel bad because they're gonna think it's them. Because I always want to go home. Like
Okay, they're probably I don't know why she thinks that everything is so focused on her and that nobody could ever think that she's the problem. I mean, if you're the only one consistently leaving early or consistently not wanting to go, everybody's going. I mean, the first time they might assume that it's them because they don't speak English, or like I would be worried, like, were we not welcoming enough? Did we offend in some way? When it continues to be a pattern, it's you, not me. And they realize that. Like, they're probably actually looking at you and then looking at Salon thinking, poor guy, I can't believe he puts up with this. How does he do this? Because to you, to them, your behavior is appalling.
I don't want to stay. It's like okay. It's like I feel like they don't understand mental illness, especially me. Like understand me. Canadian culture is more isolated. So law understands more. Like
Okay, they do not understand mental illness. Just because a country does not have a lot of access to mental health care, or because people are not immediately thrown on different mental health medications, does not mean that they do not understand mental health. They probably understand mental health more than you realize. But first of all, you can't figure that out because you can't talk to them. And because you have no way of looking at them and seeing them as equals. I honestly believe that Chantal sees herself as superior compared to Arabs, which is very sad because I have had the privilege of having multiple Arab friends, and they are all beautifully deep thinking people and thoughtful and kind, and you know, most of the ones that I have met are constantly about service. Like they want to make sure you're okay. They want to make sure you're happy. They want to be the best host, and that's what they present to the world, at least the ones that I know. And then you have Chantal, who is constantly smug and hateful and rude and entitled, and then she compares herself to Arabs and believes that she's above them, um, which is really kind of disgusting. And I think some of it too is because she looks, especially in Syria, she looks down on everybody because she sees them as poor or beneath her because of their social status, which is ridiculous. Because on the whole, a lot of times people that aren't exactly wealthy usually are the ones that give the most. They want to help the most, and they're usually the ones with the biggest hearts. And she doesn't. She doesn't understand that and can't understand that. Um, she she is the one who is emotionally stunted. Like, she is clueless.
like because he's lived with me for 3 years, but he's like you have to come like, and I'm like okay, because it does sound like fun, but like who am I kidding? Like you're right. Even going camping with just my small family, I freak out. You know, I see my family on like special occasions, and that's it. Like, and that's only maybe like 6, 7 people. He has to explain it to them, but I don't think they get it. I'm eating a bowl of cheese.
They do get it. They do. I guarantee you 100% they get it. However, the difference is that when you don't get something or understand something like their culture and their behavior or why they want to spend so much time with their family, you run your mouth about it and you're rude about it. Um, he explains it to them, they get it, they understand it, and they are polite and they don't point at you and laugh, which is what they should be doing, because this does not sound like a panic attack. It sounds like you were being a toddler who threw a tantrum because you didn't want to go and do something.
Thanks, Australian. Some of his family does, but not all, no. I don't think he's ready to crack it to them.
She's talking about them separating or getting a divorce, and I'm pretty sure Salah has probably told all of them. They probably also understand that, and they're probably excited. You will leave and they will throw a divorce party. They cannot throw a party fast enough, especially after your behavior.
And they're very, maybe they do, but they're very, they wouldn't pry. No, it's not camping. You know? Thanks. It's warm. Thank you, Lorena. Anxiety meds. Yeah, and I'm on 80-cent antidepressants. I don't know how they're doing, but I might develop a friggin' schizophrenia or something from it. That's true, Julia. Like, there's some places where mental illness is, like, the same type of illnesses are just not, you know, not, how would I say, popular? Tracy, even in war, like...
Okay, just because they're not popular doesn't mean that people don't understand them. Most people, even if they don't technically know the word anxiety or panic attack, if you sat and said, sometimes when I sit here, I can feel my stomach get in knots and then my chest gets tight and I feel like I have a hard time breathing. And then the whole world feels like it starts to close in on me and it's just going to cave in and crumble. People understand that. You can explain that to people who don't know panic attack and they would completely get it. But you are too dense to realize that they have emotional depth and can grasp deep thoughts. I mean, imagine that. It's shocking that she thinks that, because I mean, we have one of the oldest religions coming from that area. We have a ton of philosophers um, that, you know, Arab descent. It, the amount of knowledge that has come out of that region, and she thinks that she is just too deep for them to get. It If that is not just shocking delusion, I don't know what is. I Wow.
Yes, I'm sure it's, you know, so... what I mean is, like, day-to-day anxiety, like, you know, that's kind of like a... understandable, you know. They're very stoic people, though, you know. So this morning at 3:30, Salah woke up and he said, "Did you sleep?" I said, "No."
Stoic people generally tend to be that way because they haven't spent their entire life with everything getting handed to them. They know what it is to work hard. And on top of it, the other thing that a lot of stoic people realize is that life sucks right this second and it's not good. But guess what? I still have a house that I have to clean. I still have a job that I have to go to. I still have children I have to take care of. There is a war going on in my country. I have to keep moving. And they do it. They learn how to live and function with the struggles that put you on your butt in a second. I had a bit of a panic attack. Because they don't let it stop them in their tracks, you think that they don't understand you. If anything, you should be looking at them and saying, how have they managed through this life that they have been living? And they're still happy. They're still going. They're still pushing through. How do they get through those hardest days and continue moving forward? Because I guarantee you, there are a lot of women there who you see go through the day and they are happy, they are kind of reserved and stoic, they do their jobs, they do it joyfully. But what you don't see at night is the panicked mama who sits in her bedroom crying because she's worried about her children. What are they going to eat? What are they going to drink? Are they going to survive the next day because of all of the chaos that's happening in that country? You don't see that because they cannot let it stop them. It cannot pull them down. And you have a panic attack about a road trip and demand that your husband drive you hours home for you to sit and eat to make yourself feel better. And you think that they can't understand you or grasp you. You I think I've seen the worst of Chantal, and then stuff like this happens. And I get it's not her screaming, it's not her being abusive, it's not her exploiting anybody. It is her completely underestimating an entire race of people, an entire region of people, and putting herself above them and behaving like she is superior and so much better to them. And honestly, there's nothing more disgusting at this point.
Why didn't you sleep? You know, the power. I said, yeah, I cannot discuss as openly, you're right. Really, Breeze? Uh-oh. The cheese helps because I was really hungry. Hey, Nostune. So I was like, basically, yeah. Do you, Wiley? Yikes, that is scary. Um, too hot. It's getting cooler at night. But I was picturing being, like, no sleep. My anxiety was bad that morning. What if we drive 6 hours and we can't find an affordable place with, like, has electricity all night? And we're gonna be driving in a car with, like, a million people packed in. And I'm tired and just, like, I started having a panic attack. Like, I couldn't.
You're telling me that they're traveling, 16 people are traveling with children, and nobody planned ahead to find a place for them to stay, to figure out if it has electricity or not. Like, everybody's just jumping in vehicles and taking off. I, that doesn't make sense to me. I don't care who you are, where you are. Moms are planners, especially if you are stuck in a vehicle with children. Because I do not care how well behaved your child is. At some point, too much time in the car is too much time in the car. You have to have a destination in sight. You have to have a goal that we're reaching for. We only have to be in the car for 4 hours today. Let's just make it that 4 hours. And then we can get the kids out. We can let them run and stretch and let out some energy. I highly doubt that nobody had planned anything at all and had no idea where they were going. She was looking for an excuse.
Didn't, like, catch my breath. Alex. Yeah, it is Swag Daddy, he's honest. Really, Breeze? I'm at home with the bad internet. Sorry. It's gonna be bad. Sorry, Julie. Yeah, they suck. Juice. Pull up the shisha. Yeah, so I said, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. Like, hey, Shamrocks. You just saw the notice? I'm like, I feel so bad, but I have to go home. So he literally, like, drove me quite a ways home.
Okay, so they were waking up for everybody to leave because she said they needed to be up at like 3:30 in the morning for them to leave and get where they needed to go on time. So they were waking up at their normal time. She decided to have a panic attack, demanded that he drive her home. So he had to tell everyone that they needed to wait and hold their vacation so that he could drive her home and then drive back to then load everybody up and leave, which then delayed their vacation. Because, like, I know that Sawal's staying an extra day. There's been a lot of content. I've been trying to keep up with it. I'm not haven't done all that great at it, but I really am trying. So I do know that he is staying an extra day, and she's irritated about it. But the extra day is deserved because an extra day was wasted driving her home and back, because she said they had to leave really early in the morning to get there on time. So she already had messed this time frame up. So if she should be mad at anybody, it's her.
Pretty far normal set. Like hours. Angela. That's another thing, Lynx. I have bathroom problems. You think there's public rest stops along the way? No. Panic attacks, yeah. Ah,
She knew that though going into this. She knew full well that there were not rest stops. And she still said yes, she would go.
Australian, true. They'll have a better time without my needy complaining ass anyways. You know? Because whenever... one person, whenever Salah asks, like, we need electric all night, they're like, oh no, that could be a problem. So I'm like, I'm not risking. You know? Yeah. True, Julia. Hey, Sneaker. Hi, Angela. I do feel very bratty, and that's why one reason I realize I have to go. Hey, Jackie. That's just gonna be my reality if I live here. Always, always, always.
She realizes it's very bratty. That's why she has to go. Maybe she has to go because Salah's family is starting to turn on her. Just a thought.
Almost every day being with a ton of people, and I'm not comfortable with that. Even if I love them. I love my family to death, and I don't want to be around them every day. You know? It's not about them, it's about, you know. No, he went without me. Hi, Teardrop. I'm happy he went. I want some time alone and with Juice. Baby. And, you're a loner too. Imodium. Hey, Mike. Yeah, Angela. Cheese and chips. I can't communicate. Home Alone. Yep, Teardrop. I just don't feel understood. It's just a different culture. Like, it's not bad. It's just not me. It's just not what I'm, you know. And it would be like that anywhere in the world. It's not my, if it's not my culture, it's not my culture. You know?
There's a lot of cultures that come together and they mesh beautifully and they learn from each other. And that's part of, each of us come from different backgrounds, different walks of life. And that's part of building friendships and relationships. You bring two different people with two different ways of doing things and you mesh them together and they find some kind of cohesion in the center, and it beautifully blends the different cultures and family styles and emotional styles. um and in the process, it you guys sharpen each other and you make each other wiser and smarter, and you learn. That's how you learn emotional depth and emotional intelligence, and it it really is what makes the world beautiful, and why it's so important for us to have people around us that are different than us, because if not, the world would be boring. But we also wouldn't grow. Nobody would grow if we didn't have differences between us. Um, and she just refuses. I think she thought that she would go over there, and first of all, people would look at her as a Westerner because she considers herself superior, so that alone gives her rank up. So people would be, oh, the white god. She would come in with all this YouTube money, and people would yet again be like, oh, well, that's not what is happening. She also thought that she could keep Salah to herself and she would just be worshipped from afar as the white Canadian deity that she is. Um, and that's not the case. And I have a funny feeling that they saw through her a lot quicker than she thought that they did. And it may just be getting to the point now where they're not staying silent about it anymore. Because if she comes off with, oh my gosh, I just had a picture in my head. The look she gets when she thinks that she's really eating with what she's saying, and she gets really smug and she's like, mm. Could you imagine her having that in a room full of Salah's family? just being so smug and so over the top about how she's behaving. It, she better hope none of those women throw hands, or men for that matter.
Yeah, I don't speak the language, so it can be awkward. Like sometimes, like even if it was 16 visors, no, you're a loner too, Barb. They're my husband's chips, Mike. I feel so awful. I feel bad for Salah because I feel like he has to explain. He's the one who has.
Okay, so she had a panic attack, made him drive her all the way home, and now she's eating all of his chips. And that's one of the things. He does get on her about snack foods. Like, don't touch my snack foods. You have your foods, eat your foods, leave mine alone. Like, I don't think that's asking a whole lot. Ugh.
Has to explain to his family why his wife is a nutcase.
Because you're an entitled brat who thinks that you are a deity. It's fairly easy to explain. Oh, and you have the emotional depth of a 3-year-old.
Stop it! Yeah. With mozzarella. We haven't had downtime in over 25 years. Oh, I hope you get something soon. Yeah, same here. I'm a loner in a way. And like, I love the women, but like it's awkward. I kind of dread like when Salah like he always like because the men and women socialize different. Yeah, that's understandable, teardrop. A lot of the time he'll like drop me off to be with the women and go and get his like go to the barbershop with his like cousin or something, like his male cousins. And the guys will, and it's like I don't speak the language and it's like awkward using translate. Yeah, Gia, it's awkward. Really, Julia?
So learn the language. It's that easy. Practice language. You have tons of people to practice with, and honestly, it would benefit you. I don't know why you didn't start learning the language when you originally moved to Kuwait. You had a built-in teacher and tutor there, and Salah's English is actually pretty good, but you guys could have practiced your languages together and learned, and honestly, that would have shown him that you cared, because like you love him enough to learn his language and to be able to speak to his family and friends easier instead of demanding that everybody speak to you in your language. But it also would have benefited you because if you guys ever split up, which we are in the process of, fingers crossed, um when you go back to Canada and you apply for a job, suddenly you are bilingual. That's a huge, huge selling point for people.
You know what I mean? Yeah, right, Lynx. No, sky full of stars. Is it cutting out? I could never, Charlotte. Sneakerhead, yeah. No, they don't speak English. The call to prayer. I'm not gonna be on long because, yeah, you can hear it. They don't get many foreigners here at all. No, they don't speak French. What?
Well, they don't get many foreigners because they are currently experiencing war in their country, and not many people who aren't living there run towards war. Most people are trying to figure out how to escape it for the sake of their families. So that would explain the lack of foreigners.
Scripo. Look. No, I think it's Moroccans that speak French. Can be, really? Ah, whatever. Don't compare yourself, Matzah, but I'm finished. What is he saying? Allahu Akbar. And that's about all I know. Salah knows it.
Okay, so she has lived there 3 years, and call to prayer happens regularly, and she doesn't know it. I mean, I get bad commercials that I don't like stuck in my head, and she has lived there for 3 years and listened to this daily and doesn't know what they're saying. Is this why she didn't want to go on the trip? I just now, how has she pulled off being a fake Muslim around all of Salah's family? Like, we quite regularly watch her ignore the call to prayer. And, she herself has said that she's only read 4 or 5 pages of the Quran, which explains why, not yesterday, it was a couple days ago, she was talking about how she was shocked to realize that, in the few pages of the Quran that she read, it felt a lot like reading the Bible. And, that there are a lot of, similarities between Islam and Christianity. And how how do you not know this? How do you not understand this? Um, Islam, Judaism, and Christianity are all Abrahamic faiths. We each one traces their history back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Like it all has the same founding people. Like there's going to be similarities. How are you not realizing that until right now? Like, how does she convince the lost family that she knows how to do the prayers and that she does them regularly? I am sure that the actions that you take while you do those prayers, that you can tell the difference between somebody who just started and somebody who has been religiously doing it for most of their lives. Like, there becomes a fluidity and grace to motions that you do regularly because it becomes second nature for your body to take those positions. How is she convincing them that she is a good Muslim? Does she know the prayers? I mean, have they seen the videos of her saying, you know what, F Ramadan? Like, have they experienced that? Is that why she didn't want to be gone for that many days with that many people? How do you convince that many people that you are also a part of their club when you really aren't and you really don't know anything about it?
I've been up since, no, I've been up, I didn't even sleep. Thanks, Brookshire. Have a good one, yeah. I didn't even sleep. And I can't go on a road trip. I'm not scared, no, because I'm locked. I have keys, but I have keys to get out in an emergency. But the big front iron gates are closed and locked tight, so I'm okay. You'd be pissed. Well, you're supposed to get up and pray. You're supposed to get up early. Yeah. Charlotte, right?
Well, you're supposed to get up early and pray. Well, she doesn't, because I don't know how many times I've watched her, and we'll hear one call to prayer and people will say, "Do you need to stop so you can pray?" And no, 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 it just means that I need to do it before the next call. And she will stay live through the next call and never once get up. It
I'm just like, I just want to go home, be alone with my cat. Like, I miss Juice. I don't like leaving her, like, for long, you know? I miss her so bad. That's the only thing about traveling I hate. I didn't go with him. I freaked out. And I feel bad because I know the family's probably like, what the hell's wrong with your wife? Like, because the other night we went and we hung out and we were there from like maybe 4 p.m. No, not 4. Sorry, it was earlier than that. We were there for like 8, 9 hours. And then I said to Salah, I'm like, I want to go. I'm so tired.
the other day she said that they were only there like 6 hours. So we just keep increasing the time. We just keep increasing the drama of it all.
And then everyone just stopped and looked at me. And Salah was like, yeah, she's here, Vanna. he's just gone for 2 days. Yeah, Lynx. Thanks, Grape. Yeah, I just need space, but I don't think I'm going to do anything social until I leave because I'm just like, I just can't. I don't know. If we have people visit, that's okay, but like, it's just that like when they socialize, it's like an all day and night thing, and it's just really mentally exhausting for me, and I don't know how to portray.
See, again, she wants everybody to come to her. I don't mind socializing, but you need to come here because when I get tired of you, I can walk into the other room and do my own thing. I can seal. That's the other thing. How does she hang out with these people and not behave inappropriately? I mean, you can't tell me that she's going into these people's houses and flopping down on their furniture and just lounging for everyone to see while she digs in her butt crack and farts and cusses and tells inappropriate jokes and makes weird faces. You can't tell me that's happening. So what is she doing? And for somebody like her size, like it's a lot of work and effort to sit and keep your body upright and to support it. That's why she seals as much as she does. But she refuses to learn the language. If you want to speak to me, you will learn my language. You will come to me. You'll meet me where I'm at. I'm done socializing. I'm done going to y'all's houses. If y'all want to see me, you can come to my house where when I'm sick and tired of you, I can walk away and I don't have to look at you anymore. So selfish, so entitled, just so. I really hope that this is not what they think all Western women are like. And if they do, it's not even their fault because this is the only representation that they have. But I hope that they do not think that this is the case.
That without feeling rude. Baby, you have juice with me. Baby. What? What the heck, teardrop? That's scary. It's like those things you see on the Ring cameras. Hey, Nubby. Should I be advertising you're alone? I don't think anybody knows where I am. I mean, no, I haven't explained beezing. And I may or may not have a way to defend myself. Just saying.
Okay, so she may or may not have a way to defend herself, just saying. I'm going to choose my words carefully because I'm not sure what I'm allowed to say or not say on the YouTubies. First of all, if she has a way to defend herself, does she actually know how to use it? Safely use it? Is it small? Is it big? Does she know the proper stance, proper positioning? If not, you can break your own nose real easy. Um, does she know what a safety is and how to disengage it? Does she know which end is the dangerous part? Did you watch her light that burner in the apartment? Could you imagine this woman armed? Like, no, thank you. If you do not know your way around a weapon, you become more dangerous to yourself than you being without it. I mean, that's just the absolute honest truth about it. Um, I would be terrified to see this woman armed.
The cheese grater. No.
It's called the hole punch, ma'am.
Hide in the bathroom? Yeah, like, I've done that. It's good to set boundaries. I don't know, man. I know, Barb. Throwing Julia. Really, Snorkel? No, yeah. You're right, teardrop. No, I'm not politically aligned or, yeah, exactly. I just want to be peaceful at home and mind my business. Now, the thing is, yeah, so Salah, I said, just go have fun. It's like, how am I going to have fun worrying about you being alone? Like, what are you going to eat? I'm like, I have, like, eggs, bread, noodles. I'll be all right. And then,
Okay, eggs, bread, noodles. She had cheese, unless she ate it all. She can do a lot with that, and honestly, one of my favorite things to make, especially when I don't feel good, um, is egg drop soup. And she has everything she needs for it. She has chicken bouillon. She always has that. Or chicken broth of some kind. You get it to just barely boiling. You crack an egg, scramble it, and slowly pour it into the boiling liquid, pull it off, and you have egg drop soup. And you get protein with it. It it's great. Like, she's set.
He said whenever he gets back, we'll go to Damascus, just the two of us, but I don't even know. Like, yeah, I could probably do that.
If we're separating and divorcing, why are we going on a couple's trip to Damascus?
I could probably go to Damascus. It's being social. It's the 16, I think even 18 people. It's. I have some food here. Yeah, teardrop, I know. I feel really bad. Because I kind of freaked out on him because it was like a self-defense thing because I thought he was going to make me go because he was like, you have to come. And then I was like, listen, we're separated. I don't want to do anything with you anymore. And I felt so bad because like the way he looked at me was like,
Wow. We're separated. I don't have to do anything with you anymore. Like, she just drew her line in the sand. Like, I am done. You no longer control me. You're not in charge of me. Take me home. If I were him, I'd be done doing anything above the bare minimum just to keep her living. You know, I I wouldn't be taking a couple's trip to Damascus after that.
I could tell it looked hurt and like shocked. And now I feel like shit for saying that. Yeah, I guess fine. Hey, Night Owl. I feel so bad.
Well, that's kind of crappy because if you guys honestly were having an amicable split and you guys had agreed that you would maintain being friendly and continue, living life how it is set up now until you're ready to leave, and then all of a sudden because you get a little bent out of shape, you change the rules, that's pretty crappy.
And I feel like I'm like breaking his heart by like separating and leaving.
I don't think you're hurting him. I don't. You put so much weight on your value and your importance, that you really think that you're breaking his heart. You think that you are irreplaceable and he is going to spend the rest of his life pining away for you. It's not the case, honey. I guarantee you'll be gone, and his family within 10 minutes will have a list of acceptable Muslim women for him to go through and choose one to marry. Just that easy.
Hey, Melodious. I do still really love him a lot. It's just, it's so hard because I miss. Hey, Paige. No, Infinity. I miss, like. It's like I feel bad for leaving Salah, and I felt bad for leaving, like, Pete's because he's no romantic anything, but I talk and hang out with Pete's. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't like that. Oh, sorry, Scramber 10, you're eating it. No, she would kick my butt. Hi, Chris my grits. You know what I do though when she's sitting like like how they sit and their body looks like a chicken. I rub her back leg. I go, oh, what a nice chicken leg. Yeah. I went home. Thanks, Night Owl. Chocolate butterfly. Yeah. Thanks, Miss Blackwood. And Tasha. I'm only living in the Middle East, and I do enjoy my time. I'm not saying I don't at all. It's just that like, I'm here for Salah. Number one. Like I wouldn't be here if it weren't for Salah. I have to wear hijab, while I'm here.
I thought you have to wear a hijab because you realize the error of your ways and you reverted. So now it's just because you're there. Now it's just because of Salah. That's not because you actually have any religious inclinations that way. You don't feel your conscience telling you that that you're called to do that. It's amazing to me how quickly her conscience and is religious values a thing, um, has changed. Like her code of conduct is changing, since they left Kuwait.
Oh, it's cutting. The internet is really not good, so I don't know what it's gonna be like. Hey, Pumpy. No, I don't wear it at home. If there's people here, then yeah. Yeah, cute job. I just feel awful. You guys can't hear me? Uh-oh. I'm really annoyed with the internet. Okay. Just enjoy your tea. Headscarf. I feel like he doesn't want me to go. Hey, Paisley. But I have to. Hey, Jennifer. Yeah, I see you. Swag daddy. Hey, I feel. Anyway. Yeah, I know I have to take care of myself, but it's just hard. It's hard going through this again, like heartache. I hate breaking up. No, Tanya, I didn't. And this is not just like a normal relate. This is like a marriage. Like, what if I become like? I feel like Elizabeth Taylor. Hey, Marie.
Wow. Wow. I feel like Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah, I'm okay. I feel. Yeah, I'm melodious. What's? Thanks, Anunnaki. I know it's gonna be so weird, teardrop. I know. Yeah. Right, super chat. But that's the thing with Salah. And I don't say this in a bad way, but it's all or nothing. It's like I have to. It's like his way or the highway in a way. Like when it comes to culture and like there's no negotiation.
Okay, well, you married into. Okay. When it comes to Islam, Judaism, and Christianity, extremely religious people believe that the husband is the head of the house. He sets the spiritual tone for the house, and it is the duty of everybody under them to fall in line behind him because he's the spiritual leader, which means, like, if they're very traditional, you follow very traditionally. Um, if they want to be extremely conservative, you do those things. Now, husbands and wives can agree to disagree, but at the end of the day, he's still the head of the household, and it is your job to submit. That is how that works within extremely religious marriages, especially of Abrahamic faith, because they're all basically set up the same way. Um, so, but if you would have done any research, you would have understood that that's how this works. Like you would have realized that it's a my way or the highway kind of thing.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's more set in his ways and traditions and stuff, especially since being back in Syria. It's
Okay, he has to be. You moved. You already felt so claustrophobic and closed in and controlled in Kuwait. And honestly, Kuwait was not that horrible. And you moved to a stricter country. You moved to a country where they take these things very seriously. And so, yes, he is becoming more traditional. Yes, it's more conservative. Yes, it's more my way or the highway. But did you ever think it's for your own safety? You are in a country where they do not mess around with this stuff. Like, Salah could take you out in the street, lay hands on you for you being disrespectful to him, and the neighbors would cheer him on because he needed to put a wife in her place. That's how this works. They do not joke around there. So you see it as him being constrictive and mean and trying to control who you are. Did you ever think he was trying to keep you alive? Because he let you be you, fully you in Kuwait. And he turned his eyes, he let you do what you wanted to do, and you got the two of you removed from the country. That's what happened. I mean, that's pretty serious. He cannot risk that again. But you are too dense to get it. And you think the Arab people don't get you. You don't get anything.
It's a lot. It's extra worse.
Extra worse.
It's normal for Arab Muslim men. Look at any couple on 90 Day Fiancé. Any Western woman that's been with an Arab Muslim man didn't work out, except for Adnan and Tiger Lily, because she started wearing the hijab. She's assimilating to his ways.
Because that is what is expected. Because that is what a religious marriage calls for. If you are following that religious tract, that is what it calls for. That is. Does she know nothing? Did she just, this is gonna sound really crappy, and if it does, I am so sorry. Did she just sit there and say, ooh, I really like pretty brown men. That's what I want. And so she threw a head wrap on so she could have a pretty brown man? Is that all this is? I It's disgusting.
But I'm not saying that like in a bad way, but Charlotte, really? Yeah. Those two give me the ick. I know, same. Get home safe, sending prayers. Thank you, Night Owl. That's a cute profile picture. Probably because I'm a man. My cousin's married to a Syrian from Damascus. He came to Canada. Really, Scully? Anyway. I'm just like feeling like this now. Like, well, it's been off and on for a long time. I just don't talk about it publicly. Because I just try to just like swallow it and live that way, you know? Yeah, Pumpkin, I don't want
No, she swallowed it and kept it quiet because how in the world does a deity admit that they were wrong? Admit that they screwed up? Because that's the thing. At the end of the day, Chantal thinks she's a god. And it is our duty and our job to worship her, fawn over her, and give her offerings of our wealth. Like, that is what this is. Like, it did not hit me until today. She honestly thinks that she is a white Canadian deity. And how our deity is wrong. Ever.
to change, exactly. Shut up, Stella, with your 1981 blue eyeshadow. Sorry, I'm almost done my chips.
It was not that funny.
Who do you think you are, Blondie? Call me on the line. You can call me anytime. Call me. Nothing's wrong with that. I'm old as hell too. I never said I was clever. You love that song? Now everyone wearing blue eyeshadow is gonna unsub. Watch. They're barbecue chips.
Yep, I already did. Twice.
No, I'm in Syria. We are just culturally incompatible in a lot of ways, yeah. Hey, Gabrielle. There's just a lot of things. I want to list them, but I sound like I'm complaining, and I'm not. Because Syrian people, the country, they're amazing, okay? But it's just like, when your job is the internet and you don't have good internet.
You knew that before you went to Syria, so that is your own problem, and I don't understand how bad internet is. How did she say it? Culturally misaligned. I didn't know internet was included. Cultural misalignment. Me and my husband lived with no internet for about 2 years. It's a miracle we're still together at this point. Who knew it was such a serious crisis?
When you need CPAP and there's not, power in a lot of places, kidnappings. No.
Again, you knew that before you went, and that has nothing to do with the culture. They're culturally incompatible because of internet and CPAPs.
No, I haven't seen Kidnapping Stella. Yeah, Tanya. And there's probably family pressure and all that stuff. I love him and I care about him and I just want him to be happy. I just want that so much. I won't be happy in Canada unless he's happy. Time Warp character?
That is not true at all. I think the second she gets back to Canada and she has all the fast food at her fingertips and she can rip that head covering off, she's going to be happy as a clam. And then all bets are going to be off. And then I hope Salah gets online and gives us the tell-all that we all deserve and that he makes bank.
I love Time Warp. 12-hour stream, not now. I have to go to bed. No, Carrie, it's not COVID. I'm not complaining about privacy, electricity, internet, food, and air conditioning. And these are things that I take for granted, and I feel...
Okay, but she keeps saying culturally incompatible. None of those have to do with culture. Those are all amenities. And how do you think people survived before the internet and before everybody had central heat and air was not in everybody's houses until quite recently. I, I, it, and amazingly, marriages survived. Marriages survived without internet, without central heat and air, without having a fast food restaurant on every single corner, without being able to just lay on the couch and be fat and lazy. Like, shocking.
Privileged even complaining about those things in this country. You know what I mean? If he's not happy, what will you do? I have no idea. Hey, Island Dragonfly. Yeah, Maryland, maybe. No, Kuwait was like... It's just anywhere. I just get bored. I was kind of bored there. And I felt the restrictions were annoying. Like not being able to swear. Just like no freedom, you know? I don't belong in conservative cultures. And I'm married to a conservative man. And I know like things have come out that are not so conservative. But because he was such a conservative...
Oh, no, 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 no. That is such an understatement. I am married to a conservative man, even though I know not so conservative things came out about him. Okay. Wow. That is like the understatement of the century. Your man said that he wanted to grape women with crucifixes and then talked about his scat fetish. That's not a little unconservative. Like, that's extreme. That is so extreme. Like, you two deserve each other. I think the two of you need to be put on a deserted island just by yourselves. We'll set up cameras everywhere and we will just watch. It would be great. However, the people of Syria do not deserve you. Like, they have enough on their plates without having to put up with you. You need to get out of the country for their sake. They don't need to be traumatized anymore. What they have going on is enough. You coming in there and taking up all the resources and flashing your money around and being smug and aloof and demanding that they look at you as some white deity is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Conservative person. That's why those things happen. I think when you're raised in a very conservative, super conservative way, you know, you kind of, I don't know. And I don't know. I'm just like the opposite of that. And I think in the back of my mind, I always knew that. Like, what am I doing? But I was comfortable, you know? I don't know.
It's not that she was comfortable, it's that she was claimed. That was her biggest thing, was to be claimed. She wanted somebody to claim her so that she could say, see, I'm loved. See, I'm wanted. Because The one in Canada didn't want her. It, all of this because Nodder didn't want her. And he wasn't even a prize in the first place. She chooses problematic men. That is what happens. Like, what if BB was her one and only shot at a decent relationship? She flushed it down the toilet, and it's just going to continue being downhill from there. And that's fine because that's a lot of entertainment for us. But it's a lot of nonsense for the world to have to put up with.
Shut up, Oink. Where's your picture, you friggin' coward? Get out of here before you talk about Teardrop. It's probably Sally. And guess what, Oink? Purple eyeshadow is a lot prettier than the friggin' old 80s blue. Alright, bye.
Okay, guys. Well, we've been here about an hour, and my dogs are starting to get whiny and mouthy. So I'm gonna go take them outside and deal with them, and we will jump back into these live streams a little bit later. And we're gonna try and get through all of this as best as we can. Make sure you guys enjoy your Sunday today. I know we're gonna try and do the same thing, and I'm going to remind you that until I see you again, I'm going to need you to be good and behave yourselves. But if you can't, uh, do it right and make me proud, and then post it online so we can talk about it. Bye, guys.